The digital landscape is a vast library of stories, some factual, others woven from the threads of shared anxieties and collective imagination. It's a space where lines between reality and digital folklore is constantly blurred. However, every so often, a tale emerges that seems to possess a different quality. It's a narrative that feels so visceral, so meticulously detailed, that it compels millions to fall down a deep, strange rabbit hole in a desperate search for answers. This is the story of the Shoeman, Keeper of Souls. The story of the Shoeman originated with a series of videos from a creator known as Thunderkek. The initial video was captioned with the ominous phrase, "Something feels off about this dark web shoes site." The website itself, the Shoeman, Keeper of Souls, was described as unnervingly plain in its appearance, featuring a simple black background, minimal text, and a peculiar premise, a shoe rental service. This simply lent the site an air of authenticity, as if it were a legitimate, though sinister, enterprising operation outside of the bounds of conventional e-commerce. Driven by a mix of trepidation and curiosity, the creator ordered a pair of shoes from the site. A week later, a package arrived, and the contents were far from ordinary. The light brown leather boots were heavily scuffed and stained with what appeared to be blood. However, the most chilling discovery was not on the outside of the shoes, but hidden deep within the sole of the left boot. A VHS tape. This element of found footage is a common trope in modern horror that serves to make a fabricated narrative feel more authentic and immediate. The physical prop of a VHS tape creates a palpable connection to the story for the audience, as if they are too watching a real document of a terrifying experience. The contents of the tape, as described in the narrative, were a jarring and disjointed montage of visuals. It featured grainy commercials from the 1990s and early 2000s played in reverse, interspersed with clips of wild animals in distress and eerie fragments from old black and white films. Woven through this unsettling montage were abrupt flashes of cryptic messages and, most disturbingly, submission slots, with the names of the renters of the shoes. One of the messages repeated frequently was the phrase, "Submit or be submitted." The creator of the series explained that they knew why their name was requested by the website. There was a slot with their name created in the tape, though no video was yet associated with it. This detail expertly crafts a participatory element, making viewers feel personally connected to the mystery, further blurring the lines between the story and their own reality. This episodic format, where the creator continuously posts new developments, transforms a simple story into an ongoing communal investigation, fueling viral engagement and creating a community of digital truth seekers. The final and most shocking twist of the story came in a subsequent video, which revealed that the horror was not confined to the digital or analog realms. The creator cut open the heel of one of the boots, revealing a physical tracking device with blinking lights. A new chapter of fear began as Hill attempted to trace the SIM card from the device. However, the geolocation traced back to two separate locations. First, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then Manhattan, New York, leading to speculation that the SIM card was encrypted in a way to restrict its origin. The inclusion of this detail is a masterful stroke in the theatrical credibility. It provides a tangible, real-world element to the narrative while simultaneously offering a built-in explanation for why this mystery cannot be easily solved, thereby extending its life and preventing a simple technological debunking. The entire initial series of events, from the boots to the VHS tape and the tracking device, serves as a performance art piece designed to create an immersive, unsettling, and viral experience. To keep the story engaging, the creator of the series used a common storytelling technique: escalation. After the initial unboxing, the narrative claims a second package arrived containing another pair of boots, covered in blood, still wet, along with a phone and a second VHS tape. This event serves to heighten the threat, suggesting that the Shoeman is getting closer and the danger is increasing. The story's theatrical nature continues with the introduction of a third pair of shoes. In a video, Shiloh claimed to have discovered an additional box next to his delivery containing another pair of shoes that were this time not only covered in blood and dirt, but also infested with maggots. This is a classic horror trope designed to push the narrative to a new, more grotesque height, maintaining the sense of terror for the audience. This feels like a good spot to interject and let you know that this isn't just a chronological explanation of the series of events that are in this series, but also a thorough analysis and debunking of these claims of this entire series. One of the things that I want to point out to give you a little taste of what's to come in the next few minutes of the video is that pay attention to the potting mix behind him during this next narrated bit of my video. The dirt that's in the sole of the shoe, in the grip of the shoe, is potting mix. You look for the little white specks. You'll understand what I mean when you see it. But the ultimate escalation didn't come from the package. It came from the alleged website itself. A user noticed a major plot hole in the narrative. The Shoeman website, which was supposedly taken down, reappeared a month later with a very specific and highly specific new listing, Shiloh's own name on the site, marked with "coming soon," and an expensive price tag. This was the pivotal moment that began to unravel the mystery, leading many viewers to correctly deduce that Shiloh was not the victim of a story, but its very creator. We're about to get into that. First, let's talk about the dark web itself. The idea of a nomian service is entirely fictional. The dark web is primarily a commercial black market for illegal drugs, counterfeit money, stolen data, and other illicit goods. It's not a platform for high-risk personalized interactive games. Furthermore, the very nature of the dark web transaction system is anonymity, so any service that requires a physical delivery to a traceable home address fundamentally compromises its own purpose. Secondly, the claims of police involvement are demonstrably false. In any real criminal investigation, particularly one involving suspected violent crime, law enforcement would immediately seize all physical evidence, the boots, the phones, the tapes, to preserve a legally defensible chain of custody. The idea that a private citizen would be allowed to retain and publicly display this damning evidence on social media is a procedural impossibility. Law enforcement agencies like the FBI work covertly to disrupt and dismantle dark web markets, and they would not allow a subject to broadcast the details of an ongoing investigation, as it would compromise the case and endanger the individual. Now, I understand that he claims himself that he had contacted the police, or that the police were in contact with him in this current state, right? I can't post right now because the police told me not to. Well, he didn't specifically say that the police told him not to, but all the videos leading up to the police involvement would also be taken down legally. It's like a conflict of interest or something. So it turns out that Shiloh Hill is the stage name. Thunderkek is the guy's real name. I have to change my script now. But the ultimate proof that this is a work of fiction doesn't just come from the external analysis, it comes from the very audience that was so captivated by the story. The series is so engaging that it drove viewers to create their own community, a subreddit called r/the Shoeman, to try to solve the mystery themselves. In one of the subreddit's most detailed discussions, a user named Monster High Student presents a theory about two characters, Dante and Nina. They meticulously analyze the VHS tape and text messages, theorizing that the text from Dante about a botched recording is actually from a girl named Nina. The story suggests that Nina died after a tracker on the boots was activated when Shiloh put them on, and her shoes were then sent to him as a warning. But this is more than just a fan theory, it's kind of a pivotal moment in understanding the saga. The user is not debunking the story, they're playing the game. This collaborative puzzle solving is a core principle in the very specific form of online entertainment. Another post from a user named Kinder Egg Abuser questions the series' authenticity, pointing to a major inconsistency. The Shoeman website was supposedly taken down, only to reappear a month later with Shiloh's name on it for a high price. $75,000, or was it $750,000? I can't remember. I don't care. This isn't just a hoax by a strange internet nerd, as some have speculated. The entire saga seems to be a highly calculated marketing strategy to build a brand for a new star. Shiloh Hill is a professional wrestler signed to the WWE's Next in Line program. The Shoeman campaign is a unique origin story for his wrestling persona. By integrating his real-life intelligence and tech-savvy background into a fictional narrative, the company has created a new, modern archetype for its audience. This gives Shiloh a memorable mystique and separates him from a crowded field of new talent. This strategy is also reinforced by the fact that he was mentored by the legendary Undertaker. It's a perfect fit. A character with a dark, mysterious backstory developed through a viral digital campaign. All that is to say that this is an ARG. From the beginning to the end. 100%. It's just an ARG. There are several details that we can point out that are inconsistencies with this story as a whole. For instance, in the VHS version 2, the second VHS tape, you see the Shoeman's hands. You see his left thumb. And by comparing it with photographs of Shiloh's left thumb, it's a perfect match. The bloody shoes with the maggots in it are filled not with blood but axle grease. It's axle grease. The dirt on the bottom of the shoes contained the white specks that you would find in potting soil. Coincidentally, when he opens the box, there's a bag of potting mix right behind it. The original dark web boots, it's a creepypasta unfolding. If we look at all the information that's been provided to us, we can see that it would lead to a huge FBI investigation. And if an FBI investigation was to take place, we wouldn't be seeing any of these videos. They'd all be taken down, all the way from the beginning, all the way till now. Everything that he has would be grabbed as evidence. I mean, the fact that he opened a box in the first place that contained a pair of boots that had blood all over them, claiming that they were from a murdered person, the police would have seen that viral video. 12.9 million views, by the way. It wouldn't take very long for the law enforcement to get in contact with Thunderkek and take all that evidence from him, demanding that he takes down all the videos that he's posted on it as an ongoing investigation. It's a conflict of interest. It's it's like a thing. I can't remember what the actual term is. It's like interrupting the pursuit of justice or fucking some shit like that. But the point of the matter is, when you look at all the details as a whole and you grab little bits of information from here and there and put it all together, you get this cohesive storyline, you get this cohesive amount of information that debunks itself as it goes, right? Like law enforcement not taking the shit. SIM card being on a 4G network instead of a 2G network. The development AG9 breadboard or a development board that was just purchased off Amazon for $20. It's a low stakes campaign. The possibility of it being like, I wouldn't be surprised if like 2 or 3 days from now he comes out as showing that his alter ego or his arch nemesis in the wrestling like industry is the Shoeman. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually turned out to be the case. I'm going to do a few portions of this like I would with my regular debunking videos. So first off, let's take a look at this. This right here is the shoe. The third shoe with the axle grease in it. See these little white specks here? These little white specks are little white specks from potting mix. If you go and look at any potting mix, in fact, here's a photograph of potting mix, and you see those little white specks in the potting mix? Yeah, that's the same little white specks that you find in this shoes sneaker grid thing. Here's a collection of the next piece of information. Thumb from the VHS tape number 2. Okay? Shiloh's thumb. Shiloh's thumb next to the original thumb from the VHS tape. Shiloh's thumb color matched to the first thumb. Other picture of Shiloh's thumb next to the VHS tape thumb. It's Shiloh's thumb in the VHS tape. He filmed the VHS tape himself. Look, at the end of the day, this is just an ARG. There's nothing real about it. I mean, the only thing that you really need as evidence to support the idea that it's all just bullshit is simply just that. No, you know what? Here, it follows the classic creepypasta tropes of finding a VHS tape and bloodied, murdered, and everything and all that bullshit. And you think about every creepypasta you've ever read, they're all cringe, and they're all cringe in the exact same way. The second thing is that the police haven't grabbed every single piece of evidence that this dumbass has in his house, okay? Cell phones, first, second, and third pairs of shoes, the VHS tapes. He would have had to take down everything if there was an actual police investigation, because it's obstruction of justice to communicate about these ongoing cases, especially if you're involved in it. Okay, the shoes had axle grease in it, not blood. I mean, anybody who's been around axle grease knows that that's axle grease and not blood. Animal blood appears with luminol the same way that a human blood does. It could just be ground beef. All he did was just take the second pair of sneakers, or third pair of the pair of sneakers, the third pair of shoes, put some ground beef in the back of the shoe, buried it in the potting soil, waited for maggots to start growing in it, and pull it out. That's all that happened. Hence the friggin' potting soil mix in the shoes, right? What else? I don't know. It's an ARG. It should not be treated as authentic information. And if you got this far in the video, then understand that the only reason why I made this is because somebody else asked for a follow-up involving the additional information from the time after I recorded the first version of this video. I never meant to do a second video. I never wanted to do a follow-up video, and I set myself an ambitious timeline of having it done by Tuesday of this tomorrow. Today, the video that you're currently watching was uploaded an hour before it was meant to go live. And I have to go to work. I'm exhausted. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out our merch store, ydsmstore.ca. Check out our membership for channel membership, access to the Discord. It allows you to join a growing community of like-minded individuals who discuss and debunk things and talk about their own lives and stuff like that. It's pretty fucking awesome. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye. Oh yeah, click one of these two videos.